Hey friends, how are you today? I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Here in New Jersey, the sun is out. It's just a beautiful day. It's about, 80 degrees, but it doesn't feel humid for once. So that's a good thing. Sorry, I just bounced in front of you. I'm in my dorm room. It's the Grammy room. I wanted to come on today because there's a free book on Amazon today. I hope it's still available to you, but it's called A Sense of Clarity, 28 Days to a Happier You. It's by Stephanie Coons. And I started reading it today and I thought this is such a great book to talk about on lives with all of you, because it's a subject that Sam and I just went to the store to go grocery shopping, and we just had a discussion about this some of this subject matter, and I find myself having discussions with other women and stuff about this subject matter, especially people who suffer with chronic pain and stuff. There's always a discussion about mindset, and it has such a huge impact on how you deal with things in your life. So I thought it would be really cool if you guys could get a hold of this book on Kindle. If you can download a Kindle app on your phone, and if you can get this book for free, maybe we could do it together. I thought that would be kind of fun. The chapters are very short and sweet. She's very to the point, and there's some journaling required. And I think journaling is so important in our lives. I know for myself, I've journaled my prayer life and things like that, and it's been very helpful. And I've had times where I've gone back and read things in my journal, and that's been very helpful too. It's kind of good to see where you were, how God got you through something, and how you turned out in the end. It's pretty amazing. Sometimes you don't realize. I think it's a lot like Moses' time when people forgot how God did things. I mean, how can you forget that the Red Sea was parted, right? Well, that's our human nature. We forget things sometimes. So just want to take a minute to say hi to Tracy, and I'm just going to make my phone bounce, sorry. Kathleen, hi, guys. Just let me know that you're watching. Sorry, it's bouncing. Just put a little emoji down below or something, or say hello to me. I would love to know that you're here, and if you're watching this on replay, let me know, and please make some comments, and maybe we can share some of these thoughts and stuff together. So again, the book is A Sense of Clarity, 28 Days to a Happier You by Stephanie Coons, and it's free on Amazon today, as I said. So I just wanted to say that mindset is so key to living a happy life. And it helps us get through the tough times in life, whether we're going through financial difficulties, if we're going through illness, if we're going through chronic pain. We could be going through difficulties with our children, anything. We all suffer, right? We all have difficulties in our life. Nobody escapes it. So how we get through it makes such a huge difference. And I think mindset is so important on how we get through it. So what Stephanie talks about in the book is, she says, if you have an open mind and you desire for an improvement in your life, and if you're honest with your self-reflection, then this book should help you at the end to you'll see some changes in your life. So journaling, as I said, is very important. So some of the things, if you can grab an old notebook. I know I've got tons of notebooks around. I've got tons of these. Every time I see these on sale, because I just love journals, I buy them. I've got many of these started and I never finished, so maybe you have a few of these around. Hi, Melissa, that you could just grab at any time. So start your journaling off and say, what are your hopes? What are you working on? That's a big goal or dream. And what would you want to change in your life? So those are the three things that you should try to reflect on as we're getting started in this book. And it's a good way to get started and prep yourself for the discussion about your self-worth, your strengths. So Stephanie goes on to say, your opportunity to have curiosity, hope, and healing is here right now. It's starting today. If you're going to do this with me, that would be awesome, and we'll all do this together, okay? So journal, what are your strengths? Now she goes on to talk about how this is such a difficult question for people to answer because we focus so much on the negative things about us. We live in a society that focuses on our weaknesses. And so that's where we're kind of, our brain is trained to think about all the things that isn't good about ourselves. I go through it myself. I say this sometimes to people, I feel like I'm in a constant battle with myself because I know that there's something good beyond what holds me back and how I feel about myself, right? So it's something that we have to kind of train our brain about. So it's easy, she says, it's easy to identify what you are not good at because our brain tends to hold on to the negative, especially like pain and things like that, because it has such a negative emotional impact on our lives. Our brain tends to hold on to it and keep reliving it over and over again. But we can tell our brains not to do that. And that's what we're going to be working on. When we focus on all the weaknesses that we have and the negativity we have, then it puts us down this rabbit hole of comparing ourselves to others. And I'm sure, especially as women, we've had these discussions before as women, especially with our daughters. We get concerned because everything out there in the media, in magazines, on TV and everything, and especially on social media, everything focuses on what's beautiful and what's good and things like that. But sometimes it focuses on the wrong things, especially in magazines and stuff. You guys all know that a lot of that stuff is photoshopped. So it gives us an unrealistic reality of what real women look like, for instance. Are you following me? I hope you're following what I'm saying. So it leads us down this road of comparison. We could look at, Sam and I were talking about this today, that she was listening to a podcast and they were kind of laughing about these moms that post these model-esque family photos on Instagram and stuff, and they look like they're living out this unrealistic dream family that we who are living our normal lives just cannot achieve that. They seem like they always have time to bake cookies, and they always have time for, their kids are perfectly groomed and all this other stuff. And in reality, that's not real, right? So, we can compare ourselves to things that are unrealistic. And you can look at people and say, oh, look at what she accomplished. Oh, look at the raise she got. I'll never be able to get that. Or, look at what she's accomplished. I could never do that. We have to stop doing that to ourselves. Because the reality is that each and every one of us has our own gifts and talents, right? And they're unique to us, and they're needed in the world. The things that I'm good at and what I can do and my gifts and strengths and talents are not your gifts, strengths, or talents. And that makes the world more beautiful. Because, how in scripture it talks about, that we're one body. Well, I always have that vision in my head that, maybe I'm an arm and you're a leg or something like that with our gifts and talents. And that it makes, when we work together and we work together with our own individual and unique gifts and talents, it makes a whole person. It makes a whole world. It makes the whole world more beautiful, right? Are you following me? Let me know. So we're going to stop and reflect on our strengths. That's what you have to do. When you start going down that rabbit hole of being negative and comparing yourself to someone else, you have to kind of train yourself to stop and be mindful and recognize, you know what? I need to stop doing that. I have to stop doing that to myself because I have my own strengths. And sometimes we just need a little help to see what those strengths and talents are, or to recognize them, because we're so used to beating ourselves up that we can't see our own beauty within us, right? So, sorry, my Kindle shut down. This is my Kindle. There's some reflection questions I want to go over. So for your journal, because you guys can play this on replay after you watch here, and go grab a journal and you can watch it again, and then you can fill out the questions, okay? And we're going to do this together, okay? Okay, so you're going to grab your journal and you're going to answer these questions. What are your strengths and talents? She asked you to list 5 at least, okay? Have you denied or hidden your strengths or talents in the past? I know sometimes I've known women myself in ministry work who never felt like their gifts and talents, because they were comparing themselves to others, were ever good enough, because they desired this person's gifts or talents and they weren't happy with the ones that they had, not seeing that their gifts and talents were so important to the group. Just going off on a tangent there. So maybe you're struggling with knowing whether your gifts or talents are. Ask people, okay? How is your life impacted when you hide your strength? How are others' lives impacted? What support do you need from others to grow this strength? That's a great question. That's why we should build a beautiful community here and help to lift each other up with our strengths and gifts and talents. What can you do daily to help these strengths grow and emerge? So that's the questions for today. And I hope that you're going to follow through and journal, because I think this would be really fun. And I would love to hear some of your comments down below. If you want to share. If you don't want to share, that's fine. I get it. And, I'm going to work on this myself. And let's work, together for the rest of the day to try to be mindful about the positive things about ourselves, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know, because I'd love to continue this. I hope I can get to this every single day, so for 28 consecutive days. I'm planning on doing it, but as you all know, life gets in the way. So if we get a little bump in the road and I don't get to it a day, then please forgive me, but we're going to still work on this together. And I hope you can find this book on Amazon today for free. So love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you all hopefully tomorrow. Bye. God bless. Bye.